Welcome back. Today is all about matcha. Not your ordinary matcha, but matcha that will stand out in the crowd. I am going to make matcha drinks that will appeal to Gen Z. It shouldn't be intimidating, it shouldn't be overly ceremonial, it should be fun, it should be creamy, indulgent, also Instagrammable, very important, and in very large cups. If you want to compete with modern boba chains, make your matcha stand out by using a bit more premium quality matcha. Before we continue, click that subscribe button. First, ingredients. Use a high quality matcha. I would say anything from cafe grade or premium grade to ceremonial grade matcha. So this one goes about $300 per kilogram. So you can imagine this is a very good matcha. Again, it should compete with those boba chains that are out there. And we are going to use the traditional way of making matcha, which is using a bamboo whisk. This is a premium one, black bamboo whisk. We are going to measure using a tea scoop or chasaku. And then we are going to use a strainer with some metals in there to strain or sift our matcha. And we're going to use a matcha bowl. I'm using here a clear one so that you can see when I'm making it. Okay? And if you want this precise all the time, then I would suggest that you use a scale. This is a ceremonial way, but if you have a lot of Q, then you might wish to make it in batch. So today I'm going to share with you 5 different recipes for matcha. First drink, which is white chocolate matcha latte. So it's matcha, and then of course the flavoring will be white chocolate syrup. So let's start with measuring our matcha. For a 22-ounce cup, I am going to need 7 grams of matcha. This is the proportion that I would recommend. I would suggest not to skimp on this one if you want to stand out. So this is about 1 gram. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, last one, 7. Okay, so my scale is saying 6.9, which is perfect really. So I'll just make it 7. There you go. And then we're going to sift. The sifting process should be just to declump the matcha, not to leave anything in the strainer. Water to dissolve 60 ml or 2 ounces. That's a whole lot of matcha. So for your bamboo whisk, make sure it is wet before you use it to avoid breakage. What's important here is that everything is well combined. There should be no powder left at the bottom, so I can see there's nothing left there. One cup of ice. Pour the milk. 200 milliliters of milk, and of course you have to add the white chocolate syrup. Thank you. Stir, and finally layer on top. And this is the first drink, white chocolate matcha. Sea salt cream matcha latte. Let's make sea salt cream. I'm going to use half cream, 30 ml of light cream, 30 ml of fresh milk, and this time I'm going to use sea salt, about 1/4 teaspoon, and we're going to make this into a foam using an electric handheld milk frother. And this is my sea salt cream. And now let's make our matcha. I'm going to use the cold whisk process. That means straight into the matcha, I'm going to add my milk. Okay, so here we're going to use 7 grams of matcha. This is for a large cup. Sift. And I have here 200 ml, so I'm going to put just a little bit first. To 7 grams with very little milk. You don't really whisk it. What you do is to knead or massage the base of your matcha bowl. And then I'm going to add the rest of the milk in. Add your sugar syrup, which is optional. Pour the matcha in the cup. and finish it off with your sea salt cream. Sea salt cream matcha latte. Pink velvet matcha latte. Let's make our strawberry cream. For this, I am going to use cream, 30 ml. This is for 1 serving. I'm just going to add 10 ml of fresh milk. I'm going to add my strawberry syrup, 20 ml. Going to use some handheld milk frother to make our strawberry cream. Let's make our matcha, 7 grams of matcha. I'm going to use milk to dissolve my matcha, so this is cold whisk. Put a little bit of your milk, form a paste out of your matcha, so not too much, just to make sure you get a smooth matcha paste here. I'm going to add a little bit more milk. Look at that gorgeous color of our matcha. So now I am sure that my matcha is well combined. Put the rest of the milk in. And for this, all I'm going to do is to whisk the top. This time, I'm going to add vanilla syrup. Once again, whisk the top, and we are ready with our matcha. Ice into your cup. Pour your green matcha. Strawberry cream on top. Pink velvet matcha latte. Brown sugar matcha creme brulee. For the next 2 drinks, I'm going to use a Matcha Cloud on top. So let's make Matcha Cloud, good for 2 cups. I need 4 grams of matcha for each cup, so I'm going to use 8 grams of matcha altogether here. There's no need to sift because we are going to use the milk frother to combine them all. 60 ml of my fresh milk and 60 ml of my cream. Use a good handheld milk frother, strong and robust. Froth until silky and foamy. Into your cup of ice, pour your brown sugar syrup along the sides to create a cascading effect. Add your milk into the cup, and you should see this beautiful wall of this cup. Top it up with your Matcha Cloud. And because this is creme brulee, add brown sugar on top, the more the merrier, and torch until golden brown. Now I might have torched it a bit too long, but you get the idea. Brown sugar, matcha, creme brulee. Premium matcha bubble tea. I'm going to put my black tea in a shaker. This time I'm not using any non-dairy creamer. I'm going to use evaporated milk, and to sweeten I'm going to use my homemade sugar syrup. And because this is bubble tea, we're going to shake. And now to assemble into our cup, my pearls, the tapioca pearls at the bottom. Pour our bubble tea, Matcha Cloud on top. Premium matcha bubble tea. All of these are absolutely delightful and very much in tune or in trend with the younger generation. Just to summarize, this one is a favorite, matcha latte. It should be in layer, but after a while it does go down, so you must make sure that you serve it immediately. This just gives that white chocolate taste to this drink, which is, I suppose, elevating it to the next level. And then you have the pink velvet one, which is tasting like strawberry yogurt on top of your matcha. So you have a little bit of sourness, sweetness there with your matcha latte at the bottom. And then the sea salt cream. This is a twist to the favorite sea salt Vietnamese coffee, this time matcha base. So sweet matcha at the bottom, salted cream on top. And then this delightful, gorgeous looking brown sugar matcha creme brulee. So you have the creme brulee on top, Matcha Cloud there, and of course your milk with brown sugar, very thick brown sugar. To add more excitement to this, you can add boba as well. So this is a premium matcha bubble tea. This is bridging the gap between bubble tea and also matcha, guaranteed to make it more exciting and more trendy. 5 delicious drinks, and the only way to find out if they are good enough for your next menu is to give them a try. If you have any questions at all about any of these recipes, do let me know in the comment below. All the recipes will be in the description box, so make sure you check them out. If you haven't yet got a copy of my book, All Things Milk Tea and The Basic Barista, do check the description box on details how to order. I'll see you again next time. In the meantime, thank you for watching. Ciao for now.